Everyone thinks the European Union was built on friendship, democracy, and maybe a shared currency. Cute story. In reality, it was built on coal and steel. Yeah, the EU is basically one big Excel sheet for blast furnaces, not a kumbaya campfire. From the late 19th century up to the 1960s, coal was what oil is today. No coal, no trains, no factories, no lights. But the real jackpot was coking coal, the kind you throw into blast furnaces to make steel. And steel meant rails, bridges, tanks, ships. The formula is kindergarten math. Coal plus ore equals steel. And steel equals power. End of story. And then nature decided to mess with everyone. Germany got the Ruhr and Saar, oceans of coking coal. France, mountains of iron ore in Brie and Longwy. Luxembourg, rich ore deposits. Belgium, Wallonia and Liège, basically Europe's weapons factory. All of this packed into one tiny neighbourhood. Perfect setup for cooperation. But hey, it's Europe. Instead of sharing the bowl, they clawed at each other over every crumb. 1914, Germany storms Liège. Not for pretty postcards, but because it was the lock on Belgium's industry. Next target, Brie and Longwy. German industrialists drooled over those ore deposits. Their formula was simple. Like a cat's logic, our coal plus their ore equals our steel, equals our dominance. War aims weren't flags and borders. They looked like factory blueprints. After World War I, France tried to stitch the heartland under its own flag. Took back Alsace-Lorraine. Grabbed Saar. Marched into the Ruhr. With Belgium, it was messy. Wallonia was still Europe's engine. Flemish politics said, no thanks. France wanted a weak, obedient Belgium. Britain, doing its eternal job, balance of power, a great France replacing a great Germany. Hard pass. So came half-baked compromises, like the Anglo-German Naval Agreement of 1935. Meanwhile, business kept whispering, guys, let's just split markets like adults. History looked at that and laughed. Nope. World War II repeated the lesson. Coal and steel equals war. But after 1945, the grown-up entered the room, the United States. Half the world's oil, 3/4 of the world's steel, engines, electricity, high-tech stacked on top. From New York skyscrapers, Europe's fight over the Ruhr looked like two kittens fighting over one can of whiskers. America's message was brutally simple. Put coal and steel in a shared bowl, or get smacked. 1951. The Paris Treaty. 6 countries, France, West Germany, Italy, Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, created the European Coal and Steel Community. Genius move. Want to secretly prep tanks? Good luck when your coal and ore are logged into one common spreadsheet. Surprises became technically impossible. War stopped being an option because it stopped making sense. So yeah, the EU wasn't born from lofty speeches about unity. It was born from a boring question. Who's got the coal? Who's got the ore? And who's hissing over the bowl? Coal plus steel equals trust by design. That's it. That's the story.